Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So, today I thought we would work on a page in our journal, and I kind of sort of got the idea from Natasha over at Treasure Books. She gave me the idea for the circle. So, I'm also going to link Natasha's page for you where she does her circle. So if you'd like to see how she does her circle, you can see where I got my idea. So it's very loosely connected to Natasha's circle. It's a circle. That's about all I can tell you. But she gave me the idea for a circle. So what I've done so far is this. Let me get all my pieces together here and I'll show you. So I cut my circle, and this circle is in diameter. It is Lori, turn your ruler around here. It is about it's a little roughly in diameter. So to measure diameter, that's half of your circle. Okay, so it's 2 2/8. So it's roughly a 4.5-inch circle. Okay, so this is a 4.5-inch circle. And to get my circle, I just use my good old Fisker's compass. Okay, that's what I used. Nothing fancy. I folded it in half to get center. Folded it in half that way. Got my center point. If you've never used one, put the little tip in the center and drew away. Now to set these, you set this little part that moves right here. You set it on how big of a diameter you want it in inches. Okay, so you set it in inches, how big of a diameter. And like I said, the diameter is half the width of your circle. So I just set it just a little bit lower than 2. And to figure out how big I wanted it, I set my purple paper, which was just a 6-inch piece of purple paper. I set it on the page that I had cut, and I put this down, and I said, okay, I know that this will fit, and I just drew my circle. Yeah, I'm not a mathematician by no means, trust me. So then I also drew a circle. Now I glued 2 book pages together. As you can see, there's 2 book pages together because this is a very old book and my pages are rather brittle. So I glued 2 book pages together, and then I drew another circle that's slightly smaller to fit over that. Okay. And I added a piece of my, you know what it is. You know, this stuff. And I already did it because I needed it to dry. Transparency film. Good gracious. A transparency film to it. To go over top of it to create a window. Like that. Okay? So it's going to go like that. And then I have, and I never use, because I always forget about them, these. They're by Tim Holtz. They're Ideology, and they're called transparent thingies. That's what they're called. See, here on the front, they're called transparent things. And there's all types of different pieces in here. And I always forget I have them. So there's like a piece of a business page. There's a book picture. And there's, moths and butterflies and, and things like that. And the times that I've remembered I've had them, I've used them. And there's also in here, there's a moon and there's a piece of a map. And I've used these 2, and they make fun pockets and things like that. And then there's these 6 pieces. So today we're going to use one of these moths, okay? So what I'm going to do, so this was it's a several step process. That was why I had to prepare ahead of time, was I got out the little brown moth that I wanted. And he is going to sit, and oh yeah, and I inked around that, and then I've inked around my page. But before I can put him on, but he's going to sit right here on the outside of the book page like this. And he's quite oversized, which is kind of what I wanted. Okay, so we're going to put him aside because this book page is going to have to be trimmed to fit the base that's going to go into our book. So all this is going onto a base. Okay, here's the base. And it's going to sit. Everything's going to sit like this. And then this is going to be trimmed to fit on here. Okay? And then I have 2 pictures, and these are just magazine pictures. This is a snowdrop. This is, if you're in the East, which is where I've lived all my life, this is the first flower that comes up as we near spring. Even when there's snow on the ground, this pretty little thing comes up through the snow, and it tells us spring is on the way. Well, my neighbors down the block have just tons and tons and tons of these around their mailbox, and I keep watching for them as we get close to March. They haven't come up yet, but boy, when they do, they are so pretty. And I'm thinking it's going to be closer to the middle of March when I see them. So, but the back of the page is covered with book page. And I just mounted these magazine pages, or they're not magazine pages, they're book pages, just from a book, on just pieces of old cardstock. And most likely they were drawn on or printed on or something. And then this one is a summer picture, and this is alum, just growing in a field, and back here are some wild grasses. And I have alum in my garden. So I just thought that would be pretty. And then I joined them. That's not the scissors I want. And then I joined them with some washi tape. See, there's the washi tape. Because you're not really going to see that washi tape, so I really didn't mind. And then I rounded these corners in the front. Now, when you open these up like this, and we're going to do this together, you're going to have these little envelopes, and these little envelopes are these, and I saved this so I could show you what this was. Now you could even use, if you don't have transparency film, you could use things like this to make your windows. You could put this in them, you know, because, you know, this is what our stickers come in. This is what things like this comes in. Clear packaging works perfect for that. So this, if I wanted, I could save this for small windows. But if I saved every piece of packaging that came through my house would explode. And I made a rule for myself when I redid my room, my craft room that we're in, back last spring, that I would not save every piece of packaging that came into my house. I have containers that I store things in, and my rule is when my container gets full, I stop saving, because that means I have no more room. And if I have no more room, that means I have to use what I have. And if I'm not using what I have, then I shouldn't be saving anymore. So that's my rule. So these little envelopes are these little bags. And these little bags I have had for a very long time. So that's why we're using them today. And I think I got these at Michael's in their party section. And they were $25 in the package. And I'm almost done with them. I got them probably 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm almost done with them. So it's taken me that long. Now, this little card, I will keep. I will put this in my little tag bag, is what I call it. And I will make a tag out of it. Because I do keep some things like this to make tags. Because I am running out of tag supplies. So this will get saved. So on these little things, I just put stickers. Stickers is another thing that, you know, I don't use a lot of. So what I have, I will use up. So I just put one of those clear stickers on this. And then inside, about 3 years ago, I bought some printables. And I haven't used those. So that's what is in here. So I've put those in here. So on the back of this one is going to go this little one, and then one of these little, and I need to ink this one, I forgot to do it. And this comes from the little Field Notes Snippets set. And I go through these little sets like crazy. And this is going to go here. Oops. So there are some things that I buy that I go through a lot of. Like when I buy certain things, I do use them quite a bit. And those things that I do buy, I will replenish and use quite a bit. But other things that I don't, you know. Okay, so I want you there because you're going to attach. Now, that doesn't mean that that's going to stay in the middle. I might move this up a little bit or maybe even down. But I wanted that attached so I could move it around because I have to make sure that it doesn't close. When I put this down, I have to make sure that it doesn't close. There we go. Into that little folded area there. There we go. And I just inked these up a little bit. I think I have one still here on the desk that isn't inked. I can show you someplace. Maybe not. Maybe I did use them all. Well, they're basically the color of these tags here. So there's the difference. They're just plain brown. They're just a light colored plain brown. Okay. So then on this one, on the back of this one, there's going to be 2 of them. And that one's going to go up there. And then this one is going to come over here. But again, I have to make sure that nothing impedes that area. So over here, we're going to put that. And then this is going to go up here like that. This is going to go here. This I can pick up, put a little bit right here. And then I can pick the whole thing up and do it as one unit. Okay. I'm sorry, you may hear some thudding. They're moving a freezer. All right, so let's make sure that that doesn't get too close. I don't want it to go past that edge of that washi tape. Now, if you don't like those labels that are left blank, write something on it. Just write something on it. You know, just scribble on it, write your name on it, do whatever you want. And then inside here, you know, are 2 more of those little tags from that little set. Okay. Okay, so that's getting ready. All right. So let's put that aside. Now let's get this ready. So let's figure out where we want this to go. Now it really doesn't matter how off center this circle is, you know, one way or the other. As long as I can see what I want to see and everything is in the circle. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take and I'm going to make sure that my book page is where I need it to be. And by doing that, all right, let's see here. Let's line this up here. Let's scoot that over. Okay, so I'm going to go on and glue down this edge. That way, I know I've got something where I know it needs to be. So I'm going to go on and glue down this edge. And that way I know that edge is right where it's supposed to be. Okay. Now let's make sure this edge is lined up here. There. Now let's get that glued off of there. Okay. Now I can take this and I can scoot it around in here to where I want it. And get it, make sure you can see what I'm doing here, and get it so I can see what I want to see. I want to see part of that big one, and I kind of want to see a little bit of everything. There we go. Just like that. So I can go on and put some glue on this because I know what I want to see, and I can scoot it around. I'll have to be quick about it, but I know what I want to see. Okay. So let's lift this up. Just like that. I think it needs to come over a little bit. Just like that. All right, so let's lay that down. There we go. So we got everything we wanted in there, because when this lays down like that. Now, if you want, you could put something underneath there too. Like you could put a word under there. You could put, you could put something else. You could put this at the top. You could put it over it like that if you wanted. You could just play around with it if you wanted. Okay, so now I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to run this like this. And I'm going to make sure my book pages are glued down. Just like any other time we make one of these, you have to make sure your pages are glued down. And I'm going to save this part till last. Just putting it here in front of me. I don't want to lose it. Now I need to trim these book pages off. All right, let's do this. And then we need to add the rest of it to this. Okay. Okay. Let's attach there. Now, to attach these other pages, I've been thinking, how in the world am I going to attach those? Because I really don't want, washi tape showing. I don't want, I want to round those corners. That was why I got this out. Okay, let's go on and get some glue under here. I must have missed it with my glue stick. Boy, I missed it all the way up. I don't want washi tape showing. I could. Oh man, this is getting hard to go through. I don't want washi tape showing. I could. Washi tape would be all right. I don't want scrapbook paper showing through it. So I'm trying to keep it without showing anything else through it. So I've been, racking my brain, before I came on here. What can I use to make it not show through. So what I came up with was, and I don't know if this is going to work, you know, so we're all going to have to do this together. Now, I'm lining this up. Let's line this up. Okay. So I've got it like this. And it's basically just, you know, a little sandwich. But I want this to be able to flip open, you know, flip, flip, flip. But this is going to be glued down. So, big X, that gets glued down. So what I thought I would do is this last page here. See, I left enough right here. I think I did. I hope I did. Yeah, right here. I left enough right here to put underneath here a strip of this. Now, this is going to attach, let's see, that's going down. Oh, that's not going to work. I didn't do it right. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Huh, I didn't. Well, darn. Darn to darn to darn. But if I covered it with book page, it might. So hold on. If I cover it with book page, would that work? So I don't mind if it's book page showing. All right, so I need to attach all of this to that. Okay, I mean, I just got an idea. I just got an idea. Don't you hate it when I say that? I don't think that'll work. That won't let it flip. Okay. All right, so we're going to attach book paper to this, or book page rather. I don't need it. I don't want this. I want that part. All right, let's do it this way. Okay, I want a book paper over here. Let's see, and if I have to go edge to edge, my book page needs to go this way. That's not working. Okay, let's see if this will attach the two like I think it will. Come on, give me my edge that I left. All right, maybe this side will work better. I left edges so I could do this. I guess I should have done it before my glue dried. Okay, hold on a second, guys. Okay. So, here, my hinge is under here where it's supposed to be. So now I can glue this edge back all the way. So I need to trim this off. Which was what I wanted it to do. Now, even though it's hanging out there, I'll deal with that in just a minute. I will make that smaller. But I need to mark it here before I do that. So, let me get my pencil here. Okay. Yeah, you are seeing my brain work backwards here. Usually I have these attached to the other pieces, but we've been moving freezers and just doing all kinds of craziness today, and my brain is not functioning well. Okay, so now this will attach to that piece. And I don't mind that it's book page, but on the inside, I still need to attach my book page. So that's going to go there, like that. So I'm going to put this glue here. And now this is being glued on washi. So if it doesn't hold well on that washi, I may have to put a piece of book page over top of it, like this. And I might still do that. And just bring it over, because I really don't know how well that's going to hold up on that washi tape. That washi tape is really slick. I'm going to do this way so I can get a hold of it better. So I think I might just go on and do that. So to keep that down a little bit better, I think I'm just going to glue book page like this to just maybe hide it a little bit. Where's that at? Well, I am not folding very straight today, am I? I want to take that over up to that washi tape. And take it like that. Now, before I glue this, I'm going to go on and fold and get my fold in. That way, when I glue it and fold it, my paper won't crack. Okay, let me make sure you all can see what I'm doing. So I've put my paper in. Now I'm going to tear off this excess. I put my paper in and I folded it. Now, by folding it before you glue it, it does help keep your paper from cracking. Okay, so I'm going to go on in. See how easily this comes off here. Oh, very nicely done. Very nicely done. Thank you, paper. Now I'm going to go on and fold this again to get that fold in there. I'm doing this before I put any glue on it. And I also want to make sure that my fold is straight. Okay. Now this is going to go like this. I want to make sure it sits in the fold like this. And it's going to go top to bottom. Okay, so I'm going to hold it there. And I'm going to run some glue on it. This is about as backwards as I think I've ever done anything. Now, I'm going to hold it up. And I'm going to run it down. Okay. Now I'm going to lay this one down. And I'm going to glue this one. And I'm going to trim this off here in just a minute. Now, I'm going to make sure that this comes over. And then fold it down. Now, I need to trim. Now, I've got two different pages here. So, let's see. So, let's take it down. So, I'm taking it down. And I'm trimming over on this page. And I got the rest of that washi tape too. Well, good. Right there. Okay, so then that's got to dry. Now, I can either ink it and emphasize it, or I can just I can add something else to it. But main thing I'm going to do is let it dry. Now, this my little friend here. Now, let me see where this folds. He is going to come over some of that. Now, I want him to come up here. Now, I am going to use this on him. And I'm just going to put him around the edges. Put a little bit down the middle. Okay. Now, thank goodness that dries clear. Okay, oops. Well, that would be a disaster, wouldn't it? Just putting that away without anything in it. That would be a mess. Okay, so. Oh, I need to glue that down. My gracious, I've just made a mess today. All right. I don't even know if you all will see this. Okay, so here's what we have. All right, so we have this that flips open here. It flips open here. And then this is going to get attached in our book. So where did our book go? All right, and I saved the page with a great big fat button because I kept losing it. Now, to attach it to our page, okay, it's going to go right here. Okay, I am going to use what's left of my Fabri-Tac. Oh, it's gummy. I can tell it's almost gone. Yeah, when your Fabri-Tac starts getting gummy in the bottle and oozing into the nozzle, your bottle is getting low. And if you refill your bottle, go on and refill it. Because it's just going to get worse. And that's what's going on with mine. It's getting really low. And it just oozes, you know, after I use it. So the inside of my cap is a mess. but I don't refill my bottles. And I've been through so many of those other bottles. And they crack and break. Okay, now I want this all the way in. Okay. Where's my... Okay. Let's get that in there. Okay. So now to keep this closed, I am going to use one of our little paper clips here. Let's see. Do we want... I think we're going to use a tulip. I think we're going to use a little tulip. And we're going to put it... I don't think it's going to be tall enough. I don't think it's going to be tall enough. Will it be short enough? Let's see. I don't think she will be big enough. Well, maybe. Maybe she will be. Just barely. Just barely. There we go. And then she'll stick out to the side there. Yeah, she's just barely big enough. Bless her heart. There. She did barely big enough to hold it, so we might have to find something else. Just barely, but she wasn't tall enough to come down, so I had to use her on the side. So let's see. Oh, look. Isn't that cute? All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me today through all the chaos and not getting things measured right. And oh, my goodness sakes, that's crazy. And for all the fun comments and all the fun shares and all the fun everything else that's going on. I can't even think. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. And I want to welcome all the new subscribers. And to all of you current subscribers, welcome back. And I hope you're having fun with our garden journal. And I hope you're creating along with me, because it sure is a lot of fun. And if you have an opportunity to create one of these, I hope you do, because it sure is fun using things from other books, you know, types of books. So let me show you. So we have this page, then it opens up, and we have these little pockets. And then this page opens up. And we have two little pockets over here. And then over here we have our little circle with our oversized moth. And we have a little clip holding it all together. And I don't think she's going to be big enough. So maybe we'll just use a bulldog clip to maybe hold it all together. Let's see. I don't even think this little bulldog clip's going to be big enough. Nope. She's not even going to be big enough. Well, we'll make something else that'll be a little bit bigger to hold it all together. So, I want to thank you all for joining me and for having some fun along with me today. There, we'll put that up there. And I hope you had fun, and I hope you create one. And until I see you again in our next video, ta-ta for now.